So, the LDBC, that is the Lions Den boxing community, has a gripe with Terence Bud Crawford. T. Bud Crawford. They got an issue with Terence Bud Crawford. Well, I'm not going to say the whole LDBC, but there are select members of the LDBC that have a gripe with him. And to me, their gripe is legitimate. I understand where they're coming from with this. But let me explain first. First of all, I have been a fan of Terence Bud Crawford for a while. Been talking about him since about, the end of 2013? 2014. Since 2014, I've been talking about T. Bud Crawford and how much I marveled at his ring prowess, his skillfulness, his ability to switch between orthodox and the southpaw fighting stance. I thought his fighting style was brilliant to me. But I noticed something over the years, right? And let me just say this. Over the years, I've become a huge Errol Spence fan as well, right? And I find myself identifying with Errol Spence more than Terence Bud Crawford. And here's where I understand where the LDBC's gripe comes into play. Terence Bud Crawford, he shuns media who are not the mainstream media. He acts as if he wants no dealings with lower scale media. When I say lower scale media, I'm not saying it like their media is not legit. I'm not saying it like they don't do a great job, because they do. What I'm saying is they're not on the national scale or the worldwide scale compared to the other media platforms, right? Like T-Bud will do an interview with Joe Rogan's podcast. He'll do an interview with TMZ. He'll do an interview with Charlemagne at the Breakfast Club. And I'm an avid watcher of Charlemagne and the Breakfast Club, no doubt. But he'll do those interviews only because those interviews will benefit him in some way. They will bring him some more popularity. They'll bring him more fans. They'll bring him more eyes will be on him. But he won't interview with the common man who getting it from the mud. Like getting it out like from the grassroots. It's getting it from the mud, trying to build their YouTube channel. He won't interview with the person who has created a boxing community on YouTube, who is an avid supporter of him. He won't even give those dudes an interview. I've heard stories where T-Bud will send his little mans to go interview with the people. Look, you can talk to him, but you ain't talking to me. I've heard stories about that. I've seen how, like, I even seen T-Bud look like he don't even want to talk to certain media members. He don't want to be around them unless you're of a mainstream scale. And that's not thorough to me. That's not thorough to me. I don't vibe with that at all. A lot of these people, a lot of the individuals within the LDBC, let me just say this. I am an avid watcher of the content that they create. 7A Sports TV, Barbershop Conversation with Fred. I watch, Trill Boxing Talk, Black Fight Fan TV. I watch a lot of that. And they produce a lot of great content, give great interviews and stuff that you like, man, damn, like they really be getting insightful with these fighters. I watched a lot of those interviews. These people, the people in the LDBC, a lot of them used to show T-Bud so much love. And go to war for him and go out there and like, man, I fool with Bud the long way, talk about his fights. They will go to this man's fights, go to this man's events, supporting him, buying his pay-per-view events. And Bud won't even talk to them. Bud act as if like he's too much of a, like it's bigger than him. And I don't like that. And this is a person, look, I promise y'all, Bud is one of the most skillful fighters I've seen in a long time. No doubt. I identify more with Errol Spence Jr., and that's without question. And I'm more of a fan of Errol Spence Jr. It has a lot to do with his energy aligning with mine. But I always said that I thought T-Bud was a more skillful fighter than Errol. And I'm a fan of Bud. But I notice how Bud be vibing with the media that's not mainstream, especially I notice it with, again, and I don't watch a lot of other, maybe because I watch a lot of the LDBC videos. I notice how he interact with a lot of the black media. A lot of these lower scale media, the non-mainstream media that cover Bud a whole lot and been going to his fights and supporting him all the time, are the black media groups. And I'm like, damn, like, Bud, why Bud can't talk to them just because they not TMZ? They don't have they don't get 5 million views on their interviews. You can't talk to them. They support you. So what if they don't get all the 5 million, 6 million views or whatever? Like, they're not this thing that has 5 million subscribers or whatever. They're not one of those channels. They support you. They go out and put their neck on the line for you. And I'm not saying like they physically got they physically got a relationship with Bud, but I'm saying like anytime somebody ever tried to talk bad about Bud, they came out and defended Bud. This was like in the past. I seen him always supporting Bud, and Bud would act like he wasn't even, like he was too big to do interviews with them, acting as if like, nah, I'm good on that. Like, you ain't. I'm only gonna interview with the people who can do something for me, and that's not a man of the people. Errol Spence Jr., Deontay Wilder, those individuals are men of the people. Those are individuals who can, like, you can touch them. They're accessible. Like, I watch Deontay give these brothers interviews all the time. Deontay will talk to anybody, not just in the LDBC. Deontay will talk to any and everybody. He'll stop to take pictures. He'll sign autographs. He will talk to everybody. That's a thorough dude to me. And let me just say this, man. A thorough dude is not a dude who emits street energy. Like, just because you from the streets and you had a rough upbringing, you from the hood, all of that, bro. I'm from the hood all day. I don't like the energy. You don't have to emitting a hood energy is not thorough to me. A thorough dude is a man of the people who shows love to the people that show love to him. That's what a thorough dude is. Errol Spence Jr., he'll interview with anybody. I'm not saying that Deontay and Earl do every interview and sign every autograph, but I see them more candid, I see them way more tapped in with the people than T-Bud Crawford. They way more tapped in with their supporters than T-Bud Crawford to me. And again, it's one thing to not just not do interviews or whatever, because people say, well, Bud don't really like doing interviews, but he does it with Joe Rogan and them. He does it with Joe Rogan. All the big interview platforms, he runs to do those with no problem, it seems. And people are like, well, he don't really like doing interviews, but he does those. And if it's Bob Arum telling him to do that, then that's another thing. I don't know. Maybe that's another question for another day. Is it Bob telling him to do the big interviews? But he seems to do those big interviews without a problem. So to me, I'm looking like, why can't you do interviews with the individuals who are buying your fights all the time, with the individuals who are at your fights, coming to check you out, talking about you, promote, like, just when T-Bud was coming up, just making videos all the time about him and telling the world how great of a boxer he was, when people was trying to clown T-Bud and said he wasn't on nothing. He wasn't on a crumb. They were supporting him when people was trying to clown T-Bud, like almost like trying to act, because when people were saying that T-Bud was pound for pound, there were people throwing shots at him in order to build up Lomachenko, right? But now that Errol Spence has gained a lot of popularity, and Errol is a cool dude to hate, now you see people putting Bud on a pedestal that they didn't put him on before. You see people who would say things like, who has T-Bud fought? Who has Bud fought? Who has Bud fought? Now that Errol is the guy to hate because Errol is and a challenger to their favorite fighters like Manny Pacquiao. Errol has spoke about fighting Canelo Alvarez. Now you see individuals trying to big up Bud's resume now after they used to clown it. So it's just like, for me, I don't like how Bud move with the media people. He acts as if, like, if you're not big time, he can't talk to you. If you're not big time, he's not willing to rub shoulders with you, and nothing like that. And let me just say this. I'm a man. My father raised me not to idolize no man or worship no man or not at all. But I'm saying, if you're a supporter of a person, and if a person supports you, and they're always at your fights, they always, showing love, they ban your pay-per-views, all of that. The least you could do is interview with them for 2-3 minutes at least a couple of times. Like I promise you, I feel that energy, but I feel the energy, but don't even want to talk to them. If you ain't in the millions, if you ain't big time, he not even willing to touch bases with you. And I don't vibe with that, man. It's a lot of brothers that's trying to do something positive, that's trying to come from the ground up and do some positive things. And boy, act like he can't even talk to him. He don't even like he just act like he don't want to be there when they're around. It just seems like that. It seems like I heard stories about Bud trying to send Bomac to talk to him or send his little mans. He don't want to talk to this guy, that guy. But he will happily run to these big time media platforms with a smile on his face. And I'm like, yo, that's not thorough. That's not a man of the people at all. Like I said before, people love Deontay Wilder because Deontay will interview. I promise y'all, I feel like if I had a camera and came up to Deontay and just, hey, politely, hey man, I'm a big fan of Deontay, big supporter, big fan of what you do. Do you mind if I get 2 or 3 minutes with you? I feel like Deontay would do that, no doubt. Deontay get these dudes his number to reach out to him, man. This is how accessible he is, and he's the heavyweight champion of the world. And I don't know, like, and I've heard stories about Errol saying, like, look, it's people that do media, that do interviews and have a YouTube channel and are pretty prominent and strong in the YouTube community. Errol will tell them, hey, come on, I'm about to go spar. Come check me out. Come talk to me then. You come, I can give you some footage for this and that. I've heard stories about Errol inviting camera people, inviting media people to the gym. And I'm not talking about the big time media. I'm talking about the local YouTubers. I've seen Errol walk in and he'll stop and talk to the person that's recording, and he'll say something, and he don't got to talk for 20. I'm not saying he talks for 20 minutes, but he gives them his time because he knows they are supporters of him. Seen him stop and give people pictures and autographs and all of that. Deontay the same way. Bud is an excellent fighter, an amazing fighter, but he just doesn't seem to be a man of the people to me. He not in tune with the people like that. It's a different type of energy when I see a people's champion. To me, Errol Spence is a people's champion. Deontay Wilder is for damn sure a people's champion. Bud don't give me that energy. He doesn't. Bud, like, he's a great fighter, but that's it. Like, so, and I'm not saying Bud is not a real dude. Like, I know his background. I know what he's been through. He's a humble dude, but it's something, I don't know, that vibe with him not want to talk to the media and certain media members is not prominent. He don't want to talk to the YouTubers and shunning them and acting like he too big for him. I don't vibe with that at all, brother. I just don't. And I look at it like this. You don't got to talk to, like, if I was an interviewer, I wouldn't be mad if Bud just don't talk to me. It's fine. You don't got to talk to me. But to diss every other YouTuber that's trying to talk to you, that's trying to get some type of and these are supporters of his. Guys that he probably see these faces all the time in his fights, coming to check him out all the time, and he won't say nothing to him. He won't interview with them. He won't be, and he ain't got to be kiss their butt. He ain't got to kiss their ass. But he'll be standoffish with them. Like, he don't even seem like he want to be around them. It's like, man, I don't know. I just don't vibe with that, man. And meanwhile, I've seen the Errol Spence train of hate growing bigger and bigger and bigger. And the supporters, and I noticed this too, a lot of the supporters of, but like, I don't want to make this video to divide Errol Spence and Terence Crawford. I'm just giving you my observations because I'm going to tell y'all right now, I'm still going to watch Bud fight. I'm still going, because I think he's just that great of a fighter. For real. I'm still picking Errol Spence because that's my dog. Like, I don't know him personally, but I'm saying, like, that energy reminds me of my energy. Cool, calm, and collected. Really chill, really reserved. But if you want to take it to that level, we can go to that level. I'm a man of respect until I'm being disrespected. And I believe Errol admits that same type of energy. Don't get me wrong. All of these fighters are arrogant in some way. You got to be arrogant to go into the ring and feel like you can knock every man out that you fight, that you can beat every man that steps in front of you. In that profession, you got to have some arrogance. Don't get me wrong. But I think that I don't know, man. I just feel like I feel more of a people's champion vibe from Errol Spence Jr. and Deontay Wilder more than Terence T. Bud Crawford. I'm not trying to drive a wedge between who you should support and who you shouldn't support. Support them both, right? I support them young brothers, man. Both came from, Bud came from a really rough background. Errol came from middle class environment, but two young brothers is doing something positive that can be role models to a lot of the black youth in our communities where they come from to say, look, if you dedicate yourself to your craft, you can be something great. Just like them two brothers. But my thing is just like I don't like how Bud I don't like how Bud moves with the YouTube community, like this, the YouTubers that's trying to make a name for themselves and do something positive and grow their channel and put food in their family pockets by doing what they love doing, getting into boxing media. Bud don't even want to give them no time. He don't even want to give them no time. And a lot of the YouTubers come from the same communities, the same background that Bud come from the hood, come from the trenches. They getting it out the mud trying to make stuff happen. And Terence come from the same communities. He come from the same background. And Terence act like he don't want to fool with him like that. Like, nah. And I know what y'all gonna say. Well, it's because some of those YouTubers are talking crazy about Bud now and all this and all of that. They didn't start doing that until Bud started acting funny with them. Because I've been watching these YouTube videos for a very long time. I've been in tune with them for a very, very long time. These individuals were once staunch supporters of Terence Crawford. They were strong supporters of Terence Crawford. For real. Some of them still are, especially in the LDBC. Everybody in the LDBC do not dislike Terence Bud Crawford. It's a lot of people that still got a lot of love for T. Bud Crawford. They just don't like how he moves with them. Like the stuff that he does. It's like, brother, if I'm going to, just like me, if I'm a person and I'm supporting a guy, I'm always supporting him, I'm buying their merchandise, I'm bigging him up, and I'm a media member, he can't give me 2 minutes of his time. Can't give any other people that come out and support him all the time 2 minutes of his time. But he go run to these big media, like TMZ don't know, bro. A lot of them dudes at TMZ don't know who the hell, like they really, Van be putting them on. Van be putting them on who all these fighters and athletes are. They don't even watch Bud. Except Van probably, for real. He probably, like, a lot of them don't even know who he is. Don't know his background. Don't watch his fights. Don't support him. None of that. None of that. Don't buy his fights, nothing. But he go to them networks because it's gonna give him a big click. It's gonna give him all the clicks. But he can't talk to the little people. The little people that's been putting in their groundwork, supporting them for a very long time. And I'm not saying she shouldn't talk to those big media networks that really don't know that much about them. He can talk to them. But if you're gonna talk to them, don't have a problem talking to the small time media people. Don't shun them. That's all I'm saying. I see it for what it is, and I've been noticed that about Bud a long, long time ago. Again, he don't gotta kiss nobody's ass. He don't gotta kiss nobody's feet. He don't gotta he don't gotta interview with everybody. He don't gotta talk to them for 10, 20 minutes. But 2-3 minutes of your time, bro, if you're not busy, if you ain't gotta go somewhere immediately, what's the harm in doing that? I understand you see your little mans, you want them to get a little shine. You can say, oh, I want them to get a little shine. You can use that as the excuse. But, brother, you know, them brothers want to talk to you. They've been supporting you for the longest. They've been buying your pay-per-views. They've been at your fights. They've been making videos about you and how great you are. Since the time the Gamboa fight happened, since before the Gamboa fight, they've been talking about you. And you can't give them no time, bro? That ain't authentic to me, man. That's not thorough. If I'm a person, if I was an athlete and I see some people coming to see me every single time, coming to pay their dollar, their hard-earned dollar, spending their money on my fights, talking about me, supporting me, putting positive energy out there about me all the time, I'm going to talk to those people. Even if I can't talk to them long, I'm going to talk to them. If I can't talk to them this time, I'm going to talk to them the next time. Like, I don't. And I know a lot of people going to get on here. Oh, that's some bitch shit. You ain't got to. Why you care about who talk to you, none of that? Like, nah, bro. It's the principle. It's the principle of it, man. Talk to the people who come to your fights, buy a ticket to come and see you get down all the time. It's always there. Like, a few minutes wouldn't hurt. And I ain't saying like, I can see if he saw him one time and he missed them or he wasn't in the mood. But I'd be seeing these people all the time and wouldn't give them the time of day. And that's what separates him from Deontay Wilder and Errol Spence to me. Now, talking about that fighting prowess, that's a whole different thing. But I'm talking about being tapped in with the people, in tune with the people, in tune with the dudes in the trenches like that really put in the work, that's really out here trying to do something positive with their channel and trying to create a boxing community where people can come get good boxing coverage, and they support you all the time. They trying to get you on their platform because they love you and they got a lot of love for you. And you, nah, I'm good. I'm straight on that. I'm good on that. That's funny to me, man. That's funny style, man. But I'm gonna tell you one thing. Terence Crawford is a great fighter. Errol Spence is a great fighter. I would love to see them two get in the ring and do their thing. I'm still gonna watch Bud fight. I acknowledge what I don't like and how he treats the media that's not in the mainstream scale. I didn't mean to say lower scale, because them brothers put in work and they put in great work, which is why they can get these people to come on their channel. I seen Fred do an interview with Jack Reese. Fred do interviews with Bob Arum, Eddie Hearn. Seen Fanon do an interview with Errol Spence Sr. Deontay Wilder comes on 7-8 all the time. You know, Sean Porter's dad come on 7-8 Sports TV. Like, they getting great content, man. Gary Russell Jr. comes on Barbershop Conversation with Fred. Like, all this great content that's being produced from them brothers, man. They just trying to, and it was initially created and they was showing love to Bud. They like, damn, Bud, I just want to talk to you. You like, nah, I'm good, I'm straight. Like, I don't vibe with that, man. Y'all let me know how y'all feel. Machiavelli Mills TV. Peace.